Guys, we had a complete network failure, and according to our internet service provider, there's still some issues in the area that might involve getting a technician out here later in the week. So hopefully this will be resolved before next Tuesday when we plan to go live again. As far as tonight's episode, it will be rescheduled for later in the season. And the first official episode of Vestiges After Dark will take place next week with Marty and Michael Perry. They will be here to talk about their work, the afterlife, and maybe even do some readings for some callers. So you don't want to miss that. Make sure that you keep abreast of the situation here. I'll definitely make a announcement if there's anything that could change that. Hopefully it's nothing that's any kind of long-term issue, but it seems like the snowstorm that came through might have messed up some things in our area. And we're out here in kind of the, I guess you could say, the country. It's not the best internet to begin with, but we have pretty fast internet, and it's usually pretty stable. We don't have too many issues, but tonight it happened, and it happens sometimes. And with the storm, I guess it just sort of was too much. Now, I do have a thing I was going to talk about right before the feed cut off, and what that was going to be was tomorrow, Sister Mary Jones, Sister Maximilian, and myself are going on an investigation. We're starting to slowly reopen the outreach locally, not nationally, definitely not internationally at this time. Travel is still too much of an issue, but we're starting to take some limited local cases. Nothing demonic, just looking at some hauntings right now, things that are easily resolvable. And we have a client that is about an hour away from here that is experiencing a classic haunting. And for the very first time, I'm going to try to bring to you a live feed of this investigation. We've done live feeds of investigations before, but never with an active client. We've always done just up trainings. Some of you might remember a few years ago, we rented out for the evening the sanatorium, Waverly Hills Sanatorium. And we did a team investigation there, and we did a live feed from Periscope. So we're going to try doing that from a client's home tomorrow. Okay, so that's tomorrow at 8 p.m. We get there at the client's house. Now, these are not set times, okay, because we just don't know. We have to go over some things with the client, and it's going to be a live feed. This is not going to be a nicely edited piece of work. Don't expect Ghost Adventures level here, okay? It's just going to be a live feed of what we're doing. It might not be terribly exciting all the time. Sometimes, who knows, we might capture something. Some of you might see something on the feed. But we're going to be using just the same cell phone camera that we use for the live mass. So it doesn't have night vision or anything like that, but our equipment does, and we can actually aim the lens at the image that we get on our camera. So maybe that will show you some things, but that's something that we plan to do in tomorrow. Okay, so tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern time, we're going to try that. So try to tune in. It will be broadcasting, simulcasted rather, from the YouTube channel, Nicolayan TV, and also Facebook. Okay, won't be able to do it from Twitter because I'm not on Twitter anymore, and I'm happy about that. But and again, understand, we're not going to be using the client's Wi-Fi. Okay, it's going to be cell Wi-Fi. All right, so I don't know how stable that's going to be. I don't know how good it's going to be. This is purely an experiment. But I think it'll be something fun for a lot of you, and I want to see how popular it is. And if it is popular, we'll make it more of a thing. Again, it's not a demonic case. It's a classic haunting, and these are the only cases that we're taking right now. We'll get back into the normal work perhaps at some point in the future, but right now it's just going to be some of these kinds of cases that we can resolve fairly easily. So again, I apologize that Vestiges didn't work out tonight. Again, I had no control over it. It's the network. It had nothing to do with my modem or anything that I was doing. It just gave out. But this is an opportunity for us to, I guess, reassess and we'll just reschedule. That's all we can do. So tune in next week, Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern time for the very first episode, the official first episode of season 5 with Michael and Marty Parry. And try to tune in tomorrow for our live investigation at a client's home in Suwannee, I think it is. Is it Suwannee? Suwannee. Okay. So that's where we're going, and we'll go live as soon as we can, assuming we can. Again, like I said, we're going to be using cell service, so I don't know how spotty it's going to be, how clear it's going to be. Hopefully it works. You'll let me know if it doesn't, okay? Anyway, take care. Thanks again, and we'll try again next week.